All right, I'm trying this again. This time I have the microphone on. It seems to be working, so that's good. As I was saying, if you read lips, you probably saw it. As I was saying, well, today, November 8th, would have been our Remembrance Day service, which is very important for us at Rothwell. It's a strong military tradition at Rothwell. In fact, it was founded as a Sunday school for the Rockcliffe Military Air Force Base. And many of our original members served in the military, and many of our current members have served in the military as well. And for all of us living in Ottawa, I think Ottawa in particular, because that's where the big services happen. I don't, at any rate, I'm sure it's important. I know it's important everywhere else, but for us, there is a special significance. I don't think there's any denying that. And we would normally be together. We'd have the scouts there. We would have a whole congregation there to lay wreaths and to pray for peace and to honor the sacrifices of those who served. And that's a very important part of our culture at Rothwell. And as these Sundays tick by, Easter, Pentecost, Palm Sunday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, World Communion Sunday, so the gathering back Sundays in the month of September and October, Thanksgiving Sunday, it hits me time and again that things are not the way we want them to be. But it also hits me that we're doing some interesting things, and we are finding ways to stay connected with each other. And when I made the call to come out for the remembrance, act of remembrance for this Sunday's video, lots of people came, and that felt good. We had Dave and Gay Elliott came all the way from Manotick, as a matter of fact, and that was wonderful. It was very special to see them. I haven't seen them since March, and probably a few others. I think the Crossleys were there too. I mean, I know the Crossleys were there. I hadn't seen them since March. At any rate, politics and religion. Um, a lot of us are marking the occasion of the United States election, just as we do every election, not just there, of course, but certainly here in Ottawa. And lots of people have said over the years, well, politics and religion shouldn't mix politics and religion. Well, you know what? You can't help but do it. Politics and religion are both about relationships. They're about how people come together to share good stuff. And they are also about how people can sometimes be at odd with each other over things like resources, over things like turf, over things like morality. You cannot separate the two. The Bible does not separate the two. It never has, because you can't do it. What I do think you can do is you can learn how to talk about politics and religion in a more civil way. And I am one of the ones who gets guilty of getting caught up in the moment, and I get really excited. And I certainly, have my opinions, as any of you who look at my Facebook profile will see. We got caught up in the moment, and I think what we do is we dehumanize each other, and we label each other and define each other by the positions that we have. Whether, let's use Canada, look at somebody and say, well, they're a conservative, or they're a liberal, or that person there, he likes Trudeau, or she doesn't like Trudeau. There must be something strange about her, or they're a dipper, or whatever we want to use to belittle each other. And that's just not who we're called to be. Same thing with religion. Jesus never did that. Jesus was in contact with people from all over the ancient world. There were Romans, there were certainly his own people, Jewish folks, there were Greek folks, people who had all sorts of different backgrounds. And it really didn't matter to him what their religion was. It didn't. What mattered to him was love. When he talked about the way, when he talked about the why and the way and the truth and the life, he was talking about love as the way and the truth and the life. So it comes down to, we don't need to make distinctions. We don't need to say, okay, well, you've got it right and you've got it wrong. I think we say love's got it right. I think that's fair. Love's got it right in religion and in politics. Love has it right. There is a chord of love in the music of life that we all hear and respond to. And when part of that's out of tune, when part of that's out of tune by hurting, and we're called to tune it. I'm a guitar player, so if a string's out of tune, you tune it. You might be the string that's out of tune, or maybe that discord is harm and cruelty, and it needs to be tuned. And that's when we get in line with God's loving intention and lure for us all to follow. And whether that's politics or religion, it doesn't matter. It's relationships. It's all about relationships. You can take stands about something that is cruel, take stands about what's unjust, and say, okay, well, you know what? I don't think I'll go on a limb here because it's proven fact. I mean, same like same-sex marriage is a proven fact of justice. I mean, we've accepted it because it's loving. It's love. It's part of that cord of love. And if somebody was to go up and try to make that illegal, try to deny those rights, well, then I think we would say, well, that's a discord. That's something that needs to be tuned. And how do we tune it? Well, we tune it by aligning the laws of our land to go along with that justice, and that is done politically. And if the motivation for us as Christians, the motivation to love comes from Jesus and his call for us to be loving, and we see Jesus and God and the Spirit as being source of that love, well, then our politics follow. It can't be separated. Now, when I'm in a public meeting and I'm not there as a minister of the United Church of Canada, well, I'm not going to get up there and pray. I was part of a community association just before we moved. I was a vice president. Sometimes I was called to make some remarks at the beginning of the meeting, and my impulse was to pray because every meeting I go to seems to be a churchy thing where I'm called to pray. No, that wasn't it. It wasn't it. But I was called to act as a loving member of the group that worked towards fairness, even if fairness meant speed bumps on our road. What's the source of that? Well, the source of that for me is my relationship with Jesus. That's the source of it. That's where it comes from. That's the impetus. That's the ground of being. Now, other people might recognize their grounds of being as something different, but as long as that ground of being is something to do with love and justice and harmony, living with one another, well, then I think we work together. When discord is made intentionally to harm people, or if there is if there's a misunderstanding, or if somebody thinks, oh, there's just only so much goodness to go around and it's a scarce thing, and if I don't get what I want, well, then that means somebody else is going to get what they want, and if they get what they want, it's going to take away from me. Well, that's just nonsense. We know that's not true. We know the earth can sustain everybody. There's enough food being produced in this planet to give everybody 2,000 calories a day, certainly enough warmth. Anyway, we got to start. 10:29, Remembrance Day Sunday. We're going to watch the video and pray and sing and all that. But again, I just thank you to Neil Johnstone. Thank you to our wreath layers. Thank you to Sugar and Spice. Thank you to Trina for appearing on camera. You'll see her. It's a little bit of a teaser. Thank you to Stephanie Coward-Yescu for her music. And thank you to Beechwood Cemetery for allowing me to film there this week. And it's 10:29. I'm going to go and refresh my copy. And actually, I got to make a new pot. It's all gone. And I'm going to watch this